For the last 80 years, one country has controlled the global economy, not through armies and not through territory, but through money, trade, and systems that quietly shape how the entire world operates. That country is the United States. But today, that system is being challenged, and not slowly, but at a scale the world has never seen before. China is no longer just a manufacturing hub. It is now actively building a parallel economic system designed to compete directly with the United States. And if you understand what's happening here, you begin to understand where global money, power, and the opportunity are actually heading next.
It's happening. You see it. It's happening. They have some cards. We have incredible cards, but I don't want to play those cards. If I played those cards, that would destroy China. I'm not going to play those cards.
This is not a political conflict. This is an economic war, and it will shape the next century. To understand this, you need to forget the idea of traditional wars, because modern power doesn't come from military force alone. It comes from something far more invisible. Systems, trade systems, financial systems, currency systems, technology systems. And whoever controls these systems controls how money moves across the world. And right now, the United States sits at the center of that structure. But China is building an alternative, and that creates something the world hasn't seen in decades.
China is about to undergo its biggest economic policymaker shuffle in decades, and Western investors are watching closely. The National People's Congress kicks off its annual session in Beijing on March 5th. It's there that China will set a new budget and mark the end of a long line of pro-market reformers in control of the economy. As U.S. and China tensions rise, some on Wall Street fear the new guard of Xi followers will double down on economic nationalism and heavy-handed intervention, moving the country further to the left.
China is fully prepared to fight to the very end because the world is big enough that the United States is not the totality of the market in the world. So if the United States wants to go in that direction of completely shutting itself out from the China market, be my guest.
Yeah, and China will lose the US market, which as I've said is 15%.
We don't care. We don't care.
But regardless of what China is talking about, the United States is still the global powerhouse of the world.
The US dollar dominates global trade. In 2019, some 88% of international transactions involved US dollars. No other currencies came close.
After World War II, the United States helped design the global financial system. And at the center of that system was one key advantage: the US dollar. And over time, the dollar became the world's primary reserve currency.
That gives the US extraordinary power over nearly anyone who imports or exports anything anywhere. Commodities like oil, gold, and coffee are all priced in dollars, regardless of where they come from.
That means something very simple, but very powerful. Countries around the world store their wealth in dollars. Global trade is priced in dollars, and oil is traded in dollars. International banking depends on the dollar-based systems. And behind that sits an American financial infrastructure like global banks, credit systems, and institutions that quietly support the flow of global capital. This gives the United States something no other country has at the same level: a form of economic gravity. Money flows towards it naturally because the system itself is built around it. But wait, hold up. You never sleep on the underdog. Now, if you look at China since 1980, China was isolated from global trade. Its economy was small, controlled, and limited in global influence. But over the next 40 years, something extraordinary happened. China became the world's manufacturing engine. Everything from electronics to clothing to infrastructure components began to flow out of China into global markets. But here is the key detail most people miss. China didn't grow inside the system, it grew because of the system. Global companies outsourced production to China because it was efficient, scalable, and cost-effective. So China became deeply embedded into global supply chains. And once that dependency was established, China gained leverage. At first, the relationship between the US and China was complementary. The US designed the system, China supplied the goods. But over time, that balance started to change. China became moving beyond manufacturing, and it invested heavily in technology, infrastructure, artificial intelligence, and global trade partnerships. At the same time, tensions began to rise in areas like trade policies, tariffs, and access to advanced technology, because now the competition was no longer about who produces goods, it's about who controls the next generation of global systems. If there's one area that defines this conflict, it's technology, specifically advanced chips. Microchips power everything: phones, cars, weapons, artificial intelligence, and global computing infrastructure. The country that controls advanced chip production controls technological development itself. This is why restrictions, supply chain controls, and technological barriers have become a central part of this economic rivalry, because this is no longer about trade. It's about control over the foundation of future economies. The global economy is slowly splitting into competing systems, one centered around US-led financial and technological infrastructure, and another emerging system built through China and its global partnerships. This doesn't mean one side disappears. It means the world becomes more divided economically. Different trade networks, different payment systems, different alliances. And for individuals, investors, and businesses, this creates both risk and opportunity, because in every economic shift in history, wealth does not disappear, it moves. So the real question is not who wins the economic war. The real question is, what systems do you understand well enough to position yourself inside? Because in every era of economic transition, the people who understand the shift early are the ones who benefit the most, because there's always opportunity in chaos, and the ones who don't are left reacting to it. This is why understanding global economics is no longer optional, it's essential.